I've been thinking about how we use AI and the internet lately. I know that sounds that sounds so dumb. Those older generations, meaning Gen X and elder millennials, use AI and the internet. I have some understanding. I basically have the same understanding of AI that Joe Rogan has of quantum mechanics, which means it's very preliminary, and I just listen to Luke Belmar and go, oh yeah, man, that's a great point, man. Yeah, it's not a lot, but but intuitively, I have a fair but limited grasp of the subject. Meaning AI, the internet, I basically know everything. I grew up on that stuff.
I'm going to
digress here for a little bit. I don't really believe that someone like Joe Rogan truly has the time to truly have an understanding of something like quantum mechanics. It keeps, for some reason, whenever I listen to Joe Rogan or I hear an ad on his podcast, I forget what exact, I think it's Alpha Brain or On It or something. He'll mention quantum mechanics like he has any time or true understanding of what that is, or he has I'm sure he has some sort of autistic interest in quantum mechanics because it makes you sound smart and it's science, and it probably Lex Friedman told him about it and said, hey man, it's just love, and you know, when I'm not drinking my Diet Cokes and staying up for 16 hours a day or 20 hours a day, you need to be thinking about quantum mechanics and Bitcoin. Probably not Bitcoin, but probably quantum mechanics and the art of love. Sitting at a 7-Eleven and thinking about how the world has passed you by and how the world is all about love. And this is a little off topic for the intro because, I mean, you kind of get the point of what I'm trying to talk about, how younger people and older people use AI and the internet, because I do think it's different. I went to a family gathering and my dad and my aunt could not stop talking about grok. I hate the way grok sounds. Hey Jamie, can we grok an AI picture of a kangaroo fighting some Russian MMA fighter, please? Keep in mind, these guys are just not nearly on my level. I'm 25, unk status, fully developed brain, so I really don't have a use for ChatGPT. There's that. You know who probably does have time to truly have an understanding of quantum mechanics and AI and the internet? XQC and Aiden Ross. I sent you an email. I really hope you get it, and I really hope you see this video, because I've tried to reach out to Kai Cenat probably 100 times via email and DM on X. I even reached out to Grok to give me some tips on how I could reach out to people, because I have social autism. So, and really ever since Kai Cenat reacted to the Drake Nokia music video, I've kind of had some, I think his career's done. I'm kind of done going after him now. But XQC and Aiden Ross, I sent you an email. After this video comes out, I really hope you reply to me.
Where the fuck the function? Baby girl.
Old people. They're old! I can't stress this enough. Now that I'm 25, unk status, have fully developed brain, I don't know if I can call 30 to 50-year-old people, late 30s, mid 50 to 60s, sort of that elder millennial Gen X range, old, because I'm sort of knocking on that door now that I'm 25. But I find it really interesting how that generation... Now, elder millennial people makes more sense, but Gen X, sort of the generations that didn't initially grow up on the internet. X, Instagram, and Snapchat, and the use of ChatGPT has really taken a hold of these people, because these generations, mainly Gen X, have really previously had been taken a hold of Facebook. Normally, the way memes work is that it's sort of a waterfall effect, where currently you'll probably see a meme or something funny on TikTok and it waterfalls down to Instagram Reels, then to X, and then probably to Facebook.
Oh, we're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms.
And these Facebook people are the last people to get it. Facebook memes are a very distinct kind of meme, and they can post it in their neighborhood Facebook group, and everyone will laugh, and then someone will probably get irritated. And then there will be a big argument in Facebook replies. But now, the beginning of this new Trump administration, sort of leading to the election and past that, I've noticed a lot of older people gravitating to platforms like X and Instagram and using it a lot more than they normally would Facebook. I think they still gravitate towards Facebook, but people are sort of falling in line into X. And also using AI programs like Grok and ChatGPT. I think it's this sort of idea that it's a new toy to play with. Also, a quality of life thing. People don't really want to think. I think mainly Grok and ChatGPT are kind of just glorified Google search engines. And if you talk to people like Luke Belmar, a lot of the red pill people and people in tech, they'll be like, oh yeah, man, tech, man, this AI stuff, man, it's the future, man. Engineering people will get fizzled out. You can write basically a whole fucking website for you. AI video and images have gotten a lot better. I don't know, probably 5 years down the line, it'll get to a point where, people like Andrew Yang will be proven right, where we'll need universal basic income because AI has taken all of our meaningless email jobs and software engineers. I also think it's something where these Gen X and elder millennials have found out that there's a World Wide Web out there outside of Facebook. The growing older right-wing people, X has become a new fascination with Elon Musk sort of coming on to Doge and Trump's cabinet or whatever. And I'm not really sure what the fascination is with Elon Musk. I think when I was 16 to 20, he was cool because he came out with a flamethrower and went on Joe Rogan's podcast and smoked some weed. But now he's sort of captured, he's reached a level of fame that he's one of the most famous people in the world. He's a household name. He has his hands in so many different things to where it's kind of impossible to ignore him. Could just be that waterfall effect that I was talking about, where all these young bulls and stuff earlier caught on to Elon Musk being a cool guy, and now we've caught on that he's actually autistic, and now the older people have found him and being introduced to him, and now he's this cool, smart guy that makes spaceships and streams on X, and people are like, how does he have so much time? He's playing Path of Exile 2, and he's putting rockets in space, and he's making Cybertrucks, and he wants a bunch of
Irish people
to come over with H-1B visas. And maybe people gravitate towards him for the free speech aspect, except when you start talking about
Irish people.
But I've been very bearish on Elon Musk and all these tech people that are sort of grifters, it seems. At least a little bit to me. Sam Hyde had a great video at the beginning of the year titled Dear Elon, where it was kind of at the height of when Vivek and Elon were kind of getting behind these H-1B visas and basically calling American people retarded and lazy, and you need to start reading books and acting like you're in the movie Whiplash, start watching Leave It to Beaver, and no more sleepovers. What he mentions that I think is really funny is that Elon Musk basically became a Republican 2 months before Trump got into office.
You just became a Republican 3 months ago, and you're talking about removing a big portion of regular people, root and stem. No. Tech
people, one of the other people that I can think of is Mark Zuckerberg, have kind of fallen in line. Mark Zuckerberg got a Jufro and started acting like
Irish people,
and now he's super cool because he does jujitsu with his Asian wife, and he's really cool. He cornered Alexander Volkanovski, and when he fought Ilya Taporia, no wonder why he got fucking knocked out. Fucking Mark Zuckerberg cornering him. I'm skeptical of him. I'm bearish towards him because he's an autistic person that wants to be liked and perceived as cool. He wants power, but I think that's kind of unanimous with who runs a tech oligarch. He wants to be famous and lies at being good at video games, Path of Exile 2. Who knows what other video game he's gonna play and say that he's really good at, which is something that I would never do. I would never lie about being good at video games. If you really want to see how bad or good I am at video games, you can check me out at twitch.tv/GeneYard. Just play bomb time, bro. Oh, shit! I just got a massive boner! And for those left-leaning elder millennials and Gen X, I think boomers do this as well. I don't think boomers are on this, but I think a lot of elder millennials and Gen X people that are more left-leaning are on Bluesky or Instagram. I would never go on Bluesky. It just sounds like a fucking nightmare. A bunch of people that probably will correct me on my grammar or spelling or telling me that whatever I'm saying is not funny in a very irritated, bland way where they have the personality of a potato. Not saying that the other people have personalities of potatoes, but I don't want to get into it. Younger people, young people, to be young. I don't know if I can even speak on this considering how I've been labeling myself as unk, but I'm gonna do it anyway. People my age, Zoomers and Generation Alpha now, are probably using ChatGPT to either write emails for their useless email job or cheating on tests. And if you're a red-pilled kind of young bull, you probably think AI is going to be the new religion. Luke Belmar, they're going to combine every single religion and make that into the new god.
Brother, just wait till somebody creates an AI that puts Jesus, Muhammad, the Buddha, all into one, and people start worshiping the church of AI. Just wait for it, bro.
Bitcoin is the future. Indians are going to be replaced with AI. Women are going to be replaced with mass pleasure domes and lactating centers. Plotman, that's one for you, buddy. And when it comes to AI, I mean, Zoomers are going to be using it a lot because their attention spans and drive to work are so shot to where they sort of need that to kind of function in normal working corporate society. But Gen Alpha, you know, what is the A for? Autism? These kids are going to be so freakish and freaky in the head. They won't need AI. They already have the entire internet uploaded into their freaking brain. They're whippy like that, you know? I got that from my grandma. She's whippy. But anyway, I think young people are a lot more whippy with the internet, and I'm sure within this decade there will be something new. I'm sure there'll be a new app or some sort of new thing with AI where people can interact. Maybe Web3. Hey, maybe the metaverse will come back in, and Gen Alpha, or the generation going forward, will latch on to that, and then TikTok will become the new Facebook, where there's just a bunch of old people on there uploading videos of maybe a coyote or a fox they saw in their neighborhood. But it's kind of hard to speak on how young people use the internet. I think it's going to be just kind of an ever-evolving thing where everybody else has to play catch-up on it, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's hard to comment on how... I listed out these prompts because in these videos I like to kind of list out an intro, an A and a B, and then a conclusion, sort of an essay kind of format. And when it comes to young people and how they use AI and the internet, it's hard to tell because I think it's like I said, it's ever evolving. I think in its current state, there's a lot of brain rot, stupid shit. I think like I talk about in every video, it has to do with the constant information that Zoomers like me and Gen Alpha that have been constantly bombarded by as long as we've been growing up, unless you're Amish or homeschooled and aren't constantly exposed to the internet or don't have any friends that share with you what's the kind of the current state of being. But to conclude this, I find it interesting, and I think it'll be interesting to see what is going to come down the pipeline in the next decade or two. I think we're in this kind of weird state where the internet is established. We have this kind of new aspect of AI, but it isn't. It's sort of being introduced into the mainstream, but I don't think it's fully fleshed out yet to where it's becoming so prominent to where it's in every aspect of our life to where we can't ignore it. And right now it's sort of a feature and not an integral part of the system. And for young people, I think the internet will now be used, and it's already been used, but by sort of millennials and other sort of whippy older generations to convey and report news. I can't really think of many people my age that get their news from traditional media like Fox or CNN, any really traditional cable network that maybe boomers or Gen X would watch to get their news. And I think mainly now it's become podcasts and TikTok where people get their information from, just kind of amalgamating, if that's even a word, of all their favorite podcasts or things that of people that they follow on social media to kind of get what they should be thinking about for the current state of things. But to conclude this, I guess, I think it'll just be ever evolving, and I thought it was really interesting kind of keeping up with the sort of older generations within my family on how they use something that for me, and I think a lot of other people, has just been such a relevant thing for pretty much all of our lives.
Fuck.